Welcome to this explainer. Grab a coffee, pull up a chair. I am so glad you're here. Today, I'm putting on my senior academic mentor hat to share some absolute survival secrets. If you're a PhD student or a researcher, you already know the grind. I look back at the workflows I cobbled together during my own PhD, and honestly, I really wish I had what we're going to cover today. We are diving into a masterclass on using NotebookLM to completely overhaul and honestly supercharge your research process. Okay, let's just start by acknowledging a completely universal PhD struggle. You're drowning in literature, aren't you? Most researchers treat their reference managers like a black hole. They just chuck PDFs in there and hope anything sticks. But you need a much smarter, much more active research partner. The days of being a passive collector of documents are totally over. So here is our roadmap for today. We're going to follow the natural life cycle of a research project, starting with smart sourcing and gap mapping, then distilling complex literature reviews, generating comparative data tables, critiquing your personal drafts, and finally, prepping for those high-stress supervisor meetings. Let's jump right into Section 1, Smart Sourcing and Gap Mapping. This really builds the very foundation of your entire academic workflow. First things first, we've got to stop thinking of our AI notebook as just a graveyard for PDFs. It is so much more powerful than that. You can and absolutely should upload a huge variety of unconventional sources. Did you find a YouTube video transcript, maybe from an awesome explainer just like this one, that drops an incredible knowledge bomb about a methodology you need? Upload it. Have a brilliant idea while you're walking through the lab? Record a quick personal voice memo on your phone and plug that right in as a source. You want to feed the AI every single vital piece of knowledge you can possibly get your hands on.
But listen, here is the crucial point, the golden rule. Do not mix everything into one giant, messy notebook. Just don't do it. If you have a massive, incredibly dense new paper that you just can't wrap your head around, boom, create a new notebook. If you're exploring a brand new concept or starting a totally new chapter of your thesis, boom, new notebook. You absolutely must keep your AI hyper-focused on exactly the knowledge base you need for the specific task at hand.
Now, how do we actually go about finding those elusive research gaps? Everyone always says to use a mind map to get an overview of a field. And yes, NotebookLM can generate a fantastic hierarchy of themes from your sources. But the mentor secret is this: look for what isn't there. You expand that mind map all the way out, and you hunt for the blank spots. For instance, in solar cell technology, you might see a ton of data on performance improvements, but when you look at areas like upscaling or manufacturing or thermal stability, there's almost nothing. The AI couldn't find much to map. Those empty spaces, that is your next research paper right there. Moving right along to Section 2, Distilling Complex Literature Reviews. This is the secret workflow for tackling what is arguably the most intimidating part of any PhD. If you just select 50 papers and tell the AI, hey, give me a literature review, you are going to get a generic surface-level mess. It just won't work. Instead, you need to use this hidden gem workflow. Step 1, ask the AI a highly specific power prompt in the chat. Step 2, save that incredible answer to a note. Now, Step 3, this is the absolute game changer. Click Convert to Source. This takes that highly distilled summary and turns it into a brand new foundational document. Then, Step 4, deselect all your raw PDFs. Select only those synthesized notes you just created, and then ask it to generate your literature review chapter. It condenses the information in a way that actually finally makes sense. To make that workflow really sing, though, you need the right inputs. You should use specific power prompts as heuristics to extract exactly what you need. Ask the AI things like, which papers report conflicting findings? Because let's face it, knowing what the field disagrees on is completely vital. Or, my absolute personal favorite, what limitations or future directions do the authors themselves identify? That is literally the original researchers handing you research gaps on a silver platter. Use these prompts, save the answers as notes, convert them to sources, and I promise you, your literature review will basically organize itself. All right, Section 3, Generating Comparative Data Tables. This builds into my absolute favorite way to visualize dense numeric literature. One of the absolute most annoying things about reading dozens of papers is trying to figure out how all their tiny, specific data points actually fit together. But by clicking the data table option and just describing what you want, the AI does the heavy lifting for you. Take a real-world example of solar cell lab efficiencies. First, second, third, fourth generation, it can lay them all out cleanly with their respective efficiencies, extracted straight from the messy text of your uploaded PDFs. It instantly transforms a chaotic pile of references into a clean snapshot. Honestly, you should be using this data table feature way more than you probably are.
Okay, section 4, critiquing your personal drafts. Now it's time to flip the script entirely. Instead of just critiquing the field, we are going to use the AI to brutally, but helpfully, critique our own writing.
So many people completely miss this hidden power feature. Open a new notebook, upload all the literature sources you've cited, and then upload your own draft manuscript. Now ask the AI to evaluate you. Tell it to cross-reference your bold claims against the literature you provided. It'll tell you, point blank, where you didn't support a claim very well, or if your draft actually contradicts the very findings you uploaded. It spots exactly where your arguments fall flat way before peer review, or heaven forbid your review committee ever sees them. I want to encourage you to be brave here and ask hard-hitting questions. Ask it, what logical gaps exist between my introduction and my methodology? Or what claims in my draft need stronger citations? Let the AI be the toughest, most thorough editor you have ever had. It's completely free, and it will elevate the rigor of your work overnight. Finally, Section 5, prepping for supervisor meetings. Managing up is a crucial survival skill, and we need to learn how to survive these high-stress check-ins without spending your entire weekend prepping.
You really have to remember the difference in audiences here. A forward-facing conference presentation, yeah, that's dense and highly detailed. But your supervisor? They usually just want a quick, high-level snapshot to get up to speed so you can actually discuss the important stuff. NotebookLM has an incredible slide deck generator. Just select the recent papers you found or your recent data and have it generate a quick slide deck. Boom. I found this paper, this is what it says, and here is what I'm doing with these sources. It is a painless, brilliant way to prep those crucial updates.
Before we wrap up, I just want to quickly highlight a few bonus workflows that make sharing and digesting research an absolute joy. Have a really dense paper for a journal club? Generate a video overview to send to the group beforehand so everyone arrives on the exact same page. Need to communicate your lab's findings to the world on social media or a university website? The AI can generate some beautiful infographics for you. And hey, if you were just trying to memorize a mountain of new terminology, have it spit out a set of custom flashcards. It's so easy. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. The days of passively hoarding PDFs in a folder labeled "to read" are officially over. You now have the exact blueprint to actively collaborate with an AI mentor that can map your gaps, synthesize your reviews, and bulletproof your drafts. So, are you going to keep just throwing PDFs at the wall, or are you ready to build a smarter workflow? Take these tools, get into the lab, and make it happen. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.